Hi Pilar, how are
Uh,
you?
I'm fine, thank you very much.
How are you living the lockdown?
Well, curiously, I'm very busy. I'm
We've
work.
we've seen an enormous spike in your video activity, media activity since the lockdown.
Yes, yes, it's true. It's because of the kind of platforms I have. On my platforms, I share a lot of stories that normally don't see the light on mainstream media. So right now, with all this humanitarian crisis, with all these problems we're facing, there's a lot of people trying to share thoughts and try to call the attention.
What kind of videos are you making? Who have you been talking to?
Well, I've been talking to the nurses with a very bad working conditions. For example, they are having problems because they have to work even if they have COVID-19 symptoms. That's crazy. I've been speaking to relatives of people who are in care homes. They are very concerned about the conditions of their relatives and their loved ones. I've been speaking to doctors, and they try to explain the chaos that the austerity policies have provoked in our Galician NHS. I've been speaking to Scotland and Ireland and Greece to have a look at the way that these countries are facing the COVID-19 crisis, for example. And now, right now, I'm about to speak to the representative of the Bloque Nacionalista Galego. So I'm interviewing also Galician representatives from different parties, because it's important to have the voice, because the Galician television, for example, is a platform for the Popular Party here. So there's a lot of censorship, blackout, and they don't get any news in the national Galician television.
Would you consider yourself unregulated media?
Well, if it's unregulated media is to give voice to the important people, and the important people, when I say important people and important issues, they are the most important issues. Yes, I'm unregulated media because I don't follow the rules of the propaganda and the measures from the government, indication from the government. I love being unregulated media. I love being unregulated media. For example, I give you an example. The other day, Pablo Iglesias, the vice president of the Spanish government, was giving a speech uh, to the extreme right, to the fascist group Vox. And the only headline that you can see in the Galician media and everywhere in the Spanish media and the Galician television is the jacket is from a Galician company, is made by a Galician company in the text.
Do you think that unregulated media, so called supposed unregulated media, fills a gap in the mainstream media?
Well, I think they are now suffering the 5 steps of grief, because they know they cannot follow like usual. It's not business as usual. All these crises have shown that we need proper media. I think they are raging, and I think they know very well, pretty well, that there's people, bloggers, and other platforms that are doing the job that they should be doing. So I'm sorry for them. I'm really sorry for them. I was don't know, angry when I saw the Scotsman journalist, for example, attacking broadcasting in Scotland. When if you see the images and the work that broadcasting in Scotland is doing for Scotland, that's the proper media that Scotland needs. So.
Do you enjoy this work?
Yeah, absolutely. I love this job. I love this work. I love speaking to people. I love listening to people. I love sharing in a total way, not just a fragment, but everything they say. Because everyone is responsible for their own statements. So they share their thoughts and they share the reality. And that's the important thing of journalism, to share the reality, what people are living in, what people are experimenting. So it's important to share that, to understand the kind of society we're living in.
Who would you like to interview?
Oh, a lot of people. I would love to interview, for example, here in Galicia, Caballero. I would love to interview Caballero. I would love to interview Pedro Sanchez. I would love to interview Pablo Iglesias. I would love to interview the doctors, but also self-employers. In Scotland, for example, I would love to interview the First Minister Nicola Sturgeon. I would love to interview journalists in Scotland to see what is going on in the Scottish media. I would love to interview Alex Salmond. By the way, Alex Salmond owes me an interview. There's a lot of things. I would love to be in Greece, in Ireland, and Sweden, for example. I would love to interview doctors in Sweden. There's a lot to do, a lot. So that's fantastic. That's the most important thing in all this work I do is you see the end of the tunnel, because everything is important. Every little detail is important in a human level, in a social level, in a journalistic level. It's just fantastic. So I do love that. Yes.
Thank you, Pilar.
You're very welcome.